Ah, what is up, everybody? How you guys doing? Man, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about today. Uh, so I was able to watch part 1 and 2 of Darkest Matter 3. And guys, I have to say this right now. These movies were literally really surprising. They live up to the hype, even though they're two-part movies. They're perfect. The movies were great. I appreciated what they did, especially part one. I mean, part one. Wow, those first 15, the first hour in with part one, just wow, wow. It was a good idea to take stuff like we did for the sequel that didn't make it into the sequel and put for the third movie. Like this third movie really worked, especially for part two. I mean, holy cow, guys, we have a lot to talk about for part two. Wow. When it gets released. We're gonna do a spoiler review when part 2 comes out on February 29th on a Saturday when everyone watches it. But I want to talk about part 1 because part 1's coming out this December. We're talking about part 1. We'll talk a little bit about part 2, but part 1, we're gonna talk about part 1 first because it's coming out. It's coming out in about 21 days, 3 weeks from now. It's coming out 3 weeks. Part 1. Darkest Matter 3 Part 1 is coming out in 3 weeks. Guys, absolutely amazing. Part 1 is literally, like, I love Cake's yapping about the City of Endings is on the way and it's coming and it blah 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 and the City of Endings coming. I like that. I like what they did with that. They took, it wasn't like boring. No, it wasn't. The beginning wasn't boring. It was actually interesting. And the whole movie was interesting. The runtime flew by that quick. Yes, part 1 is 2 hours and 58 minutes, and it went that quick. Especially that final battle. The last 22 minutes. I think the last 14 minutes of this movie was just like non-stop action, honestly. The last 14 minutes. The last 14 minutes was the final battle, and it really surprised me. Part 1, honestly, for me, part 1 deserves a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. I think it's well done. Well done story. Well done. Well done action in it. There's a lot of good stuff you brought into part 1. I think it looks really well done, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. So I'm not going to give too much away about this, but Dark Matter 3 Part 1 comes out in 3 weeks, so get ready to check out the beginning. Get ready to check out Part 1 of the epic conclusion of the trilogy. So this will be good. Disco Dash is in there for 15 minutes, and then he's like doing his own thing. He was only in the beginning, basically, but that's good. That's okay. He's a new character. We want some of the old characters back, even though we had the new character. I really like the teachers and the way they took it. And this scene where they're singing in the library, they're talking about the City of Endings, where he's like telling them, "Cakes, chill out." And I like that. I like the way the story took. I like where it took the story. Something like I've never seen. Like, man, right? I like part 1 because it had a longer opening and, you know, but anyway, I'm not going to get into too much about it, but just watch the movie in 3 weeks and you'll find out how good it is. So, I want to talk about part 2 because part 2 really kicked it off. Part 2 is literally the best out of all of them. Part 2, Darkest Matter 3 Part 2 was the best one I've seen in a long time. Since the first one. Darkest Matter 1 and Darkest Matter 3, Part 1 and 2, are literally the best. I think all 3 of them are good. I like all 3 of them. I especially like the second one. The second one was like mind-blowing, especially that big battle at the end. But this, I want to talk about this because I think Part 2 one, I need to talk about Part 2 a bit. So unfortunately, we do not have an opening where they're in the city. We don't have that. No, that comes back around like when they're after they lose something that you guys will be shocked at what the character, what Cakes and Puppy loses, because it's the city of endings. But I'm not telling you what it is. Now you probably seen the trailer and you're like, you know what they lose. I'm not gonna say it, but I know you guys go watch the trailer and you'll see what I'm talking about, what they lose. But yeah, we're in the beginning. It opens up with murder mystery at the beginning of the movie, murder mystery. So now all the way to like plane crashes and freaking like, dude, this is like so different. Part two is well done. Because especially there was a long battleship battle sequence, like a 20 minutes of that. Like, holy cow, man. That was a really good battle. I like it. It had a lot of destruction. I like part one battle though. The part one battle was pretty good. But I remember the first one being crazy for all those 2 minute big battles of the battleship, and the final battle of the first one being like just 3 minutes long. Like, it was really cool. But part two, one of, I think you guys, I don't know if this is in the trailer, but Cakes' friend is captured. They're captured in the cages, and I'm not gonna tell you anymore except that. But yeah, Cakes' friends are in the dungeon, the cages, and so, you know, that's like you're in an hour and 43 minutes when they're in the cages, and then they head back to the city. After that scene, they head back to the city, and Cakes isn't there because he's on a plane going to one more Roblox game, which is the plane crash. And then he crashes into the plane, into the water, and then he gets teleported back to the city. And this is where things get crazy. Like, right after the cage scene, like, the rest of the movie was just big battle with Darkness Inferno. Like, yes, this final battle in part two is literally 39 minutes. Like, there's big battle at the end of this movie. It's a big final battle. Like you get to that final battle, like the last hour of the movie, and it's like, holy crap, and it goes by that quick. It was like really entertaining, kept me interested into the big battle. Like, I was shocked. It was shocking, man. It was shocking. The final battle was shocking. As you can tell from this picture, the school's on fire. But anyway, and there's generic right there. But anyway, he's about to he has this sword. He has the sword there, ready to battle him and kill him. I'm not gonna talk about it that much, but oh my goodness, the ending literally is gonna make you cry when you see what happens, especially to Darkest Matter, especially to him, the puppy's character, Darkest Matter. You guys will be in shock what happens to him. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but it will be shocking when you see it. It will bawl you in tears, making you cry, with this being the final movie of Darkest Matter, the final one. You will be shocked of what is gonna happen to him. But honestly, guys, I have to tell you, these movies are just absolutely fun. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with Cakes the Old Journey. I'm waiting. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Absolutely can't wait to do it. I'm just curious. What can they do with Cakes the Old Journey? How are they gonna tell the story? Because I remember Darkest Matter. Like, when the first trailer came out for the first one, we didn't know what the story was about or what. But we good. But whatever they do with this story, it's gonna make it perfect. They're gonna do it right. What they're gonna do with Cakes the Old Journey, they're gonna do it right. It might not be as good as Darkest Matter, but it'll still be fun to watch. Nothing will probably beat the first Darkest Matter, honestly, but we'll see how these perform. Especially part one this month. We'll see how that performs. And yeah. Alright. That's all I have to talk about for Darkest Matter. Peace out, people. Bye.